So I am thrilled to be your president. It is a great time to be a family physician. It's a great time to be in our family medicine community, and it's an awesome time, to quote Sam, to be your president. You have all given me great energy and humbled me over these past few days with all of the presentations, the plenary presentations, the small groups, and the award ceremony on Monday, in which we celebrated such incredible achievements that were achieved through the talent of the people who received the awards and for the community of people who helped them to get there. So it's been a great experience. There's a lot going on. Back home, we're getting tired of seeing all these change slides, but indeed, change is happening at an unprecedented pace. We don't even have the education changes up there in that slide. And it's very tempting to put our heads in the sand. But we can't, and we don't have to, because when we look around, we see that STFM is such a strong organization with its leadership, with its staff, under the leadership of Stacy Bringart. We are focused on providing you all the tools you need to make a difference every day in your homes. So today I'm going to give you a little piece of my leadership journey that will help you understand me and how I might lead this organization over the next year, and finish up just with the highlights of where we'll be focusing our attention. I'm from New York. I'm a twin. I heard the other day that that means I've been married since birth with no hope for divorce. But I wouldn't want a divorce. You know, I've had a constant competitor, and I come from a family of educators. I could go on and on, but I've had to cut my talk. So I come from teachers, healthcare people, no doctors, and I get no sympathy if I would talk about family doctors not making enough money. So my roots are education and healthcare. I got to South Carolina as soon as I could and did residency at MUSC, which back then in '83, it's one of the first programs, and it's very rich, probably still, in behavioral medicine and the patient-centered medical home a long time ago. So I have a rich background in the community of people who take care of our patients. I then moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, in 1987 and have been there ever since, always in medical education in my career. I'm at Carolina's healthcare system, a large integrated healthcare system. When I started, it was a big hospital, just under 800 beds. But since I've been there, we have 41 hospitals in 3 states and 300 residents, and we're big. And we are an academic medical center. This is my family medicine faculty, right over here in the front, and I am so thrilled that they're here today and that they presented all week at this conference. That makes me very proud. I also say that I still take care of a panel of patients, which is very difficult to do half day a week. I'm not in the department anymore, and I only do it because of them and because they help me to care for my patients, and I appreciate them and am grateful for that. Thank you. This is the Hall family, my 3 big rocks, David, Andrew, and Catherine. And I said earlier it was cheaper to put a picture up here than to actually bring them to Disney. So there they are with the dogs. David is a full-time family physician, full spectrum except for OB, for our whole career. So he keeps me honest. I hear what's happening every day caring for patients of all kinds. I'll read this to you. They're a perfect match. She's high maintenance, and he can fix anything. So if I'm high maintenance, I like to say that I take care of myself. But David is Mr. Fix-It, and just this morning when he called to wish me luck, he was kind of tired. He'd been up all night ripping drywall off the dining room wall. There are more undone projects in our house that I'm not even aware of, but they're on his list. This is Catherine. Catherine is a very sweet, kind person. She didn't even have any pictures of just her. They're always with her friends. And she also, I put the little Winnie the Pooh because she doesn't want to grow up. But she has grown up, and she graduated with her master's in teaching last year and is currently teaching high school Spanish nearby and living at home. This is Andrew with a few of his close friends. I don't know if you can see from where you're sitting. That's him over to the right doing the victory sign. even I know that it was a really big deal that he could be on the floor of Cameron Stadium when they won. I'm not a sports person. Whatever big thing they just won. He is a senior at Duke. He'll graduate in 10 days. He's my little professor. After much hard research, he's a planner, he is going to Northwestern to get a PhD in social psychology. He researched carefully to figure out which career would have the least opportunity for job, employment, or money. But he is following his passion. So teachers, healthcare people, passion, that's my family. So now this is not an opportunity to tell you all the secrets of my marriage. That's my husband, David. It is, however, an opportunity to show you the ride over at Harry Potter Land. That is, the Forbidden Journey is the name of the ride over at Harry Potter at Universal Studios. And I thought it could be a metaphor for what we need to do, what we might think is forbidden, to take a different path as we move forward as family physicians. So this has been my journey. Well, this is about me. No, it's not about me. Residency director, chair. I left family medicine 3.5 years ago. That was painful, but I did it so that I could hopefully make a difference in other ways. And I'm now the chief academic officer at Carolina's healthcare system. So leadership. I actually did not know that was the theme of this meeting when I put my talk together, but what kind of leader am I? What kind of leader does the situation demand that I be? And that's what I've learned over the past few years, how to change and gain new skills. And what kind of leaders do family medicine, STFM, need now? What kind of leaders do you all need to be? So I think we all feel comfortable as servant leaders. I certainly have always gotten my strength from getting up every day and knowing that whatever I was doing that day was to take care of my patients, my faculty, my residents, whoever. I was there to serve them. And that is part of who we are, and that is important to hold on to. It's important to think horizontally. I think we're consensus builders, collaborators, but it's very important to always remember to listen to the voice at the front line. Who's at the front line? The patients, the residents, the physicians. And the higher you get up on that corporate ladder, which is where I am, the harder it is to hear that voice. I've always strived to be a reflective leader. And in my balanced experience, I've learned when situations are really tough, and I'm an extrovert like Sam, and I'm screaming and trying to figure out what's going on, I try to use those feelings to help me understand the other. To understand that, quite honestly, it is usually not about me, and it's usually not about us. Speak the language of the other, and we can reach conclusions and find better paths. So a couple years ago, I made the jump, did not know that Jerry was going to use a goldfish slide, into a different world. And I read a book. What got you here won't get you there. So hold on to all of our values. Hold on to being a servant leader. But I had to develop some other skills fast because I was in corporate America. So that you're careful and don't get pooped on, you remember to think horizontally. So no matter what I have to change, I have to be a genuine leader, an authentic leader. And somebody once told me when I was on a leadership panel, this guy came up to me and said, you know, I believe that the 3 best traits, and I've always remembered this, is wisdom, you know, knowing when to do something about something, courage to do it, and follow through to actually make it sure it happens. And those are the skills I hope to bring. But this says, Tom, mentoring is about more than encouraging people to be just like you. So enough about me. Let's talk about STFM for a few minutes. And this is my slide to prompt me to remember to talk about our leadership and our staff in STFM. You've heard about it over the week, but I want to make sure I say it again. You need to know that Stacy Berngart, our executive director, is phenomenal. She, with all of us, has created an outstanding organization. She and I went away together a few weeks ago to her organization, which, forgive me, Stacy, I forget the name, but it's an organization of people who lead organizations, some very large organizations. We sat at a table with the Canadian jewelers and the bakers. That was really cool. But we learned how to run an organization. And Stacy is the CEO's CEO. That's what I noticed. They're all coming up to our table and asking her questions and learning from her and impressed with the work she's done. So we're in great hands. That's also my slide to say that it's easy when I'm back home and doing that corporate ladder thing. Here at STFM, the values of STFM are my values. They're our values. And those values are the bedrock of our new strategic plan. This is our mission. We have to stay focused on our mission. Close your eyes if you have a seizure disorder. I heard somebody once say the difference between vision and an hallucination is how many people see it. So you need to see it. There's our vision. There's where we're going, to be the indispensable academic home for every family medicine educator. But we need to focus. So see, there's my daughter again. She had so many Disney slides. We have been here so many times, and I did not bring them, and I have not stepped foot out of this hotel practically. But there it is. That's Buzz Lightyear. So anyway, I started the Buzz Lightyear ride, and I'm looking around. It's really cool, and my daughter was whipping my butt. And every time we went, she'd whip my butt. I said, how are you getting so high? She said, Mom, you got to focus. You got to focus on the target. So we're going to focus, and these are our 3 big rocks. I hope you've seen them before. You've seen them this weekend. They will be the work that we do. They will guide the work we do. I just wanted to say one message about the first 2. So the first one is providing for faculty skills they need to train our learners to accomplish the triple aim. Okay, give skills to all of you, all y'all, to accomplish the triple aim for our patients. The second one is implement strategies to transform the places where our learners learn. So those first 2, and it's all about education and patient care being tightly linked. You can't separate them and accomplish what we need to accomplish. They need to stay tightly linked. And our third is about family medicine for America's health. So I'll just take a minute and say that this is our project. This is not the project of our consultants. This is for us to come to the table and figure out what it is we want to accomplish in family medicine for America's health. Health is Primary is our communication campaign. And I had the privilege of being on the panel in Raleigh, the second city tour 2 weeks ago. And we are still working on what we need out of those city tours. What are we doing, actually? And I want to say again, this is our communication strategy. The meat on the bones is following with all the hard work being done in our strategic planning, the strategic initiatives of Family Medicine for America's Health. So that's the panel. There were 5 family physicians, 1 PharmD, 1 payer at the table. And when we were done with that panel, I wanted to sign up again. In fact, a very close colleague who's been doing underserved medicine for 35 years, just retired, came up to me and said, I want to do it again. She was so excited. Well, this isn't a pep rally for us, though it sure did feel good. This is about our audience. Who do we want to be talking to? And in that audience, we had payers, we had people from health plans, insurers, we had the media, we had patients. That's actually a patient in the middle right there. But we want to figure out who we're talking to, and the noise around it, the media before, the media after, the social media, this was, I think, pretty successful. So this is your call to action. Get involved. It is up to us to define what family medicine is. It is up to us to determine what our message is to change our country. And perhaps it may feel like a forbidden journey for us to speak in different ways, but I'm thrilled to be your leader to take that journey. Thank you.